Kasi nga, sa Google nag-aral ng batas. Some members of Congress that you cannot abuse your rights and privileges without encountering pushback. Ito ikwento ko lang. Ngayon, umpisahan nila yung TRICOM hearing.
Oh my gosh!
On guidelines daw. On fake news. Kasi, eto, get this. Kaya nila ginawa yung TRICOM na yon dahil may mga fake news daw na targeted against members of the tuwadcom. Unang-una, kung alam mo ang iyong konstitusyon, you cannot do that. You cannot start legislation for the benefit of a particular class of people. That is class legislation that is prohibited under the Constitution. Hindi pwedeng gagawa kami ng batas para sa amin lang. That's unallowable class legislation. Gagawa ka ng batas, mag-iimbestiga ka dahil kinikriticize ang tuwadcom. Saang planeta na naman pwede yan? Baka sa alternate universe. Hindi po pwede yun. If you make legislation, unless merong class legislation, but make criteria. You cannot make legislation just to benefit a particular set of people. Bakit i-concentrate mo sa criticism sa tuwadcom? Meron bang kailangang batas pa? Meron na po tayong, we have the strictest libel law in the entire globe. In the entire world, tayo po yung pinakamahigpit na libel law. Isa tayo sa very few countries na criminalized pa ang libel. Meron pa tayong cyber libel. Meron pa tayong civil action under the civil code for defamation, fraud, and physical injuries. Kung pwedeng humingi ka ng danyos for civil libel ang tawag doon. Ano pang kailangan mong batas? Bago sasabihin nila, tatawagin daw nila yung mga representatives sa social media platforms, TikTok, X, Meta, di ba? Titignan nila kung anong guidelines against criticism ng tuwadcom. That is prior restraint that is also prohibited under the Constitution. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, kung ikaw ay mambabatas, magpasa ka naman ng batas o magpaturo ka ng batas sa nakakaintindi sa batas. Hindi pwedeng puro Google. Hindi pwedeng puro Google. Mahirap po ang batas. Kaya nga 4 na taon namin pinag-aaralan yun. Yung iba may bumabagsak pa nga uulit-ulit. That is an abomination in a democratic government. Censorship. Kaya nga wala na yung Board of Censors, di ba? That is prior restraint. Hindi mo pwedeng gawin yon. Ngayon, uubusin mo na naman yung pera ng gobyerno. Paglalagay ka na naman ng batas na useless, na pagdating sa Korte Suprema, i-strike down for being unconstitutional. Yung EJK nila, anong lumabas? Gumawa sila ng bill against EJK, hindi nila naintindihan. Lahat ng killing ay EJK, basta hindi in-order ng court. Dinefine mo yung EJK, nakakatawa ka. Sinabi mo, pag government official, ay dapat life imprisonment kung EJK, nasa batas na eh. Pagka ikaw ay public official, ikaw ay nagpapatay, qualified na, life imprisonment na. Sinasabi nila pag may reward system, life imprisonment, price, reward, or promise qualifies a killing to murder. Life imprisonment na yon even without that bill. See? Nagsayang sila. Pinakain pa kami ng katakot-takot na Jollibee ron. Wala naman nangyari. Ang batas mo, kamote. Kakatawa yung batas na yon. Pisahin nyo. There is nothing in that bill, hindi pa pala batas, there's nothing in that bill that does not already exist in our system of laws. Wala. Kasi nga, sa Google nag-aral ng batas. Yan ang sinasabi ko. They cannot keep abusing this. Someone has to stand up. Inutil ang Integrated Bar of the Philippines, ay kumilos. Yung Integrated Bar, naging old boys club na yan, party-party, at nag-recommenda para sa judiciary. Ay nako, ito ilang beses na nasisita na Supreme Court dyan for unethical cut. I-text nila yung resource person. They should not do that. Hindi pwede yung nag-text, you communicate katulad ng ginagawa nila kay Grijaldo. Because you're polluting the witness. You should not do that. Talagang brazen eh. You know why? Because the present leadership of the House has cultivated a culture of impunity. Lahat pwede na.
Para malito rin sa ano, I'm sure na-brief na ninyo eh. Nililito.
Oo,
Baka may...
ginugulo eh.
Oo.
Bago magagalit ka pagka sinasabihan ng abogado na wag sumagot, karapatan po yun eh. Are you arguing against a constitutional right? Di mag-constitutional convention ka o constitutional commission o whatever, di ba? At tanggalin mo yung provision sa Bill of Rights ng right to counsel sa legislative inquiries. Tapos, but as long as that provision is standing there, every lawyer should defend that provision. When you read something in media, that is hearsay according to the Supreme Court, not according to me. Ha? So lahat po yan, spekulasyon lang. Parang yung pinapaspekulate ko na baka ito ay ginagamit to divert the attention of the people from the defective budget. Ayoko mag-speculate. In the same manner, huwag silang mag-speculate. Sinabi nyo, may nahuli kayo, you think he's a spy, we filed the case in court, let's go to court. Ang hirap dito sa administrasyon na to, puro trial by publicity. O, yung mga tao doon sa Quadcom, o pinademanda nila, hindi pa dinidemanda void na yung birth certificate ni Alice Guo. Human trafficker na yung kliyente ko. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Due process and fair play. Pumunta ka sa korte, may rules of evidence doon. Eto bang sinasabi mong ganito ay may ebidensya ka? Anong ebidensya mo? Amin na dokumento, amin na witness. Ipasumpain mo para pagka napatunayang hindi tama yung sinasabi, perjury ang charge sa kanya. That is how these things are done, hindi sa media. Otherwise, kung ano na lang trending, yun na lang ang guilty.
Okay, sir.
Attorney, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit, no? Kasi,
Meron ka bang mapipik?
no, because, as your self-driving endeavor or for yourself, for your company that focuses on autonomous self-driving, it's a remote area and you'd rather focus on city streets and roads, di ba?
That is precisely what is the definition of espionage. Dapat pumasok ka.
No, sir. Attorney, you're not answering my question.
No.
My question is, why would you, if you're a staff contracted by a company that supposedly specializes in self-driving, autonomous driving.
Yun na rin yun.
Di ba? So, why would you drive all the way up to military facilities that are designated as EDCA bases?
Okay. Yun ang sinasabi mo nila, speculative. Why would I speculate? Let's focus on the legal facts. What is espionage? Dapat pumasok ka sa kampo without authority at kinunan mo yung loob ng kampo at itinransmit mo to representatives of a foreign government. Pinasok ba niya? Imposibleng makapasok ang isang Chinese doon, isang ordinaryong tao. Yung gobernador nga hindi pwedeng pumasok doon siya pa. Yun labas, ilabas yun Anyone can take a picture of that. If it's along the road, I don't know why they did it, but then, whatever reason they may have is irrelevant. Did he commit espionage by doing so? Yun ang focus natin. As a person is not a spy unless he committed espionage. And the term is defined under the law with certain specific elements. Without those elements, you cannot call him a spy.
But in fairness, attorney to government, they're not saying that he's a spy. He is suspected of espionage. Diba?
Yun ang implication, yun ang slant Ayun naman basahin natin.
You have to read closely what the government officials said, diba? Mr. Deng is suspected of
Yes, ito yung sasabihin nila.
And his acts are suspect, di ba?
Yes,
I mean, by the very nature of what he supposedly did and how he was presented by government, he's visiting what is described as critical infrastructure areas, including military facilities. Hindi ba?
Was that the only place? Ito how old are you?
I am 32, sir.
Okay. 1988 pa, nasa media na ako ni Doy Laurel. And we all know, let's not be naive. It's not what it's written. It's how it's presented. It's called the slang.
After watching this video,